Hi there folks, my name is NovaWing24 and welcome to the Nova Wrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 11th of February 2018 for another episode, but it's going to be a stupidly short episode this week because not a great deal got released. A lot of stuff got rumoured, a lot of stuff got but a few companies including FS Labs and Aerosoft sort of announced plans of what they're doing in the future, but actual new releases were pretty thin on the ground. So literally we have only two starring releases for this episode this week. So the first one is for the flight simulation space is the guys over at Just Sim have released their rendition of Larnaca International Airport. Now Larnaca International Airport is the main international airport for Cyprus, and now is the main international, obviously the main international gateway, and only two commercial airports actually on the island. On the Greek side of the island anyway. Essentially it goes through, it's pretty typical, and look, I'll be honest, look, I've said this before about Just Sim as well, is that Just Sim seem to create some pretty good stuff. Like overall their airport looks pretty good. The quality of the ground textures are pretty damn good. The overall use of the sort of photo reel and the rendition of the city and the surrounding areas is quite nice as well. Fully compatible with AI traffic, but they've got this thing that keeps going as well, where they keep going. It's almost becoming the running joke of the flight simulation community. Like it was always the thing with DCS World. It's 2 more weeks. It's now spreading to the rest of the flight simulation world. So this is my problem. My problem is that Just seem to be quite happy to release incomplete products. So what they've done here is they've got their airport set up. So as I said, beautiful looking high resolution graphics, beautiful looking high resolution sort of terrain and ground poly for the actual airport, beautiful setup of custom autogen for the surrounding area, but they've also got noted here that they're going to be adding in a visual docking guidance system and fully animated jetways. But these are coming in 2 more weeks because of reasons, like nothing's really given. He's just said they are SODE compatible things and they will be coming in 2 more weeks. Seriously guys, if you're going to release this stuff, please release complete. Don't go, oh yeah, we're going to add these really cool features in the future. Sometime 2 weeks, maybe. Like, at the end of the day, when you're buying it, you're only getting what they ship it with. Like, you've got no more guarantee on that. So it's really annoying, really confusing, and quite frankly, I'm getting a bit over it, and I'm kind of assuming that you guys kind of are too as well. Look, as I said, like, their overall quality of product isn't bad. Like, it's pretty good. It's about, yeah, and so their prices are about what you'd expect for a reasonable quality add-on. But it's just getting ridiculous that this developer, like other developers out there, is perpetuating this thing of we'll just push something out the door whether it's finished or not, and that's getting really old. And I think we as a community need to start pushing back on that and really highlighting this and going, you know what, let's buy it when it's done, not when it's half done. Just saying. Or if you're going to ship it early without features, then ship it at a lower cost. You know, that's the thing about, Flight Sim World, for example. Going off on a tangent here, but Flight Sim World, for example, when it was in early access, it was cheap. It was dirt cheap if you didn't get it free for having supported them with supported Flight School. Now it's left early access and full version. The price has accordingly gone up. So I'm okay with that model. I'm very okay with that model, but this thing of charging full retail price for something that you, by your own admission, is not complete, I've got a problem with that. The other thing I have a problem with this as well is that this is yet another example of a developer who is casting aside legacy platforms that still fundamentally are around, and they're just completely ignoring them. So this one has been released exclusively for prepared version 4. They will not be releasing, at least the information that I've seen coming from Just Sim, is that they will not be releasing a FSX or prepared version 1 through 3 version, which is really annoying. But they will be coming out with an X-Plane version in the near future as well. So if you are an X-Plane user, don't worry, yours is coming eventually. Otherwise, pretty standard price for these. As I said, pretty reasonable quality. I can't really complain about it too much, other than those couple of things I've highlighted. Coming in $25 US, about 19 euros, or original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Alrighty, in the other simulation release news for this week, we saw one completely different thing here. This is Fishing Barnet Sea. Now, I'd actually heard about this about 6 months or so ago as a sort of like an offhand sort of mention from somebody, and I sort of literally took it with a grain of salt, going, it looked pretty awful. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not even going to like look at this, but it's come back and it's interesting. It's definitely developed a long way. I'm not sure how good a quality it is, because it's not really my thing. But visually, it's actually looking pretty stunning. Now, essentially, what this is that you are a fisherman out in the North Sea, based in Norway, and this is using the Unreal 4 engine. Now, this is actually what I actually find really intriguing here. Now, the Unreal 4 engine is an engine that's sort of the Unreal Engine's been around for decades now, but it's evolving constantly. Unreal, and the version 4 of it at the moment is pretty damn spectacular, especially visually and physics wise. And there was a lot of talk about when Delphi Games were talking about creating a new sim, that whether they were going to leverage off Unreal 4 to actually create their new simulator. Obviously, they've chosen to go down the ESP path, but it was interesting discussion about that. And visually, you can really see why. So this one looks quite nice visually. There's some repetitive stuff here and there, but overall, it's looking pretty damn slick very visually. So essentially, what it does is actually it's modelled off the Norway and the North Sea. There's a huge amount of details gone into actual Norway, including multiple ports in great amount of detail. You can actually wander around your ship. You can get off the ship. You can go visit the bars. You can actually sort of recruit crew and stuff like that. So there's a lot of open world sort of elements to this as well, so it's a very interesting way of looking at it. You can take on certain missions, or you can just go fish. But you have yearly quotas you have to be mindful of, and a few other things. Now, this does contain 6 different ships are included. Ships or boats are included with this one, including a fully licensed version of the MV Hermes, which is a very apparently a larger, it's a very famous trawler in the North Sea, or class of trawler in the North Sea, and a fully licensed catch control systems by Scanmar, which allows you, basically, it's sonar, fancy way of saying sonar for commercial use, pretty much. So yeah, as I said, it's a very interesting open world environment, dynamic day, night, and moon cycles as well. They're proclaiming over 20 years of weather and fishing data have been put in here to give you realistic environmental tracking. As I said, visually it looks outstanding. Gameplay wise, I'm seeing some pretty mixed stuff about it, but visually, absolutely stunning, particularly the way they've done the Northern Lights. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, look, if you are wanting to pick this one up, and normally it's coming in, it's available now on Steam, coming in at $20 US, coming in at a launch special at the moment, coming in at $18 if you do want to give it a crack, and it's available now on Steam. Alright folks, that does wrap up the Nova Wrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. As I said, very short episode this week, very little in terms of release news, but we shall see what next week brings us. I think there's a few developers who've got a few things in store for us in the next week or so, so we shall see. Otherwise folks, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.